Good evening, and thank you for tuning into Lewis University Television Network. Today is April 30th, 2026. I'm Brandon Najera.
And I'm Christian Kluver.
Tonight, we start the news coming out of New York City. King Charles and Queen Camilla are making their first trip to the U.S. since Queen Elizabeth's passing. King Charles and Queen Camilla visited the 9/11 Memorial in Lower Manhattan Wednesday. The royal couple laid a bouquet of flowers on the edge of one of the site's pools to honor the victims of the September 11th attacks. It was their first time visiting a memorial. They also met with families of victims and some first responders who helped at the scene. The terrorist attack at the World Trade Center killed nearly 2,600 people, including 67 who were British. Wednesday's visit is part of a 4-day state visit by the Queen and King.
Following a historic mission around the moon, the crew of the Artemis II mission had a special welcome at the White House on Wednesday. The 4 astronauts were joined by NASA's administrator as they met President Donald Trump in the Oval Office. The meeting came nearly 3 weeks after the 3 Americans and 1 Canadian completed a historical slingshot trip around the moon. The astronauts had ventured deeper into space than any human before, and it also marks the first time astronauts traveled to the moon since the end of the Apollo program in 1972. However, Wednesday's meeting comes as the Trump administration is threatening to cut funding from NASA.
New York City airports are getting vehicle tracking devices. The move is a response to the deadly crash at LaGuardia in March, when an Air Canada jet that was landing crashed into a fire truck on the runway. Both pilots were killed. 39 others were injured, including 2 firefighters in the truck. The transponders will allow air traffic controllers to see where vehicles are on a map. The system will also sound an alarm if a collision is about to happen. Newark's airport has been testing the technology since December.
Consumers beware. Sam's Club says that it will raise its membership price by $10 on Friday. The basic membership rises from $50 to $60 a year. The Plus version will be twice that, at $120 annually. The Walmart-owned company says Plus members will be able to earn more cash rewards.
And finally, your national news. A former Chick-fil-A employee in Texas is taken into custody accused of stealing from the fast food chain. Keyshawn Jones is facing various charges, including property theft and money laundering. Authorities in Grapevine say Jones was fired from Chick-fil-A last October. However, the following month, he was caught on surveillance video unattended behind the Chick-fil-A counter. Police say Jones rang up an order of 800 trays of macaroni and cheese, then refunded more than $80,000 onto his own credit cards. Jones was able to avoid arrest several times, but was finally caught earlier this month. Up next, international news. We'll be right back.
It is a new day for jobs and careers, and the skills needed to compete are rapidly changing. This is why more students are choosing Lewis University. Lewis prepares you for emerging opportunities in some of the most highly sought-after fields. Higher education is the most crucial investment you can make in your future. Lewis provides you with a lasting education that will launch you toward success today and strong, growing careers of tomorrow. Begin an education that will pay dividends for a lifetime. Learn more at lewisu.edu.
For over 50 years, WLRA has been on air showcasing countless students. As the first all-digital college radio station, Lewis University students are given access to industry-leading equipment. Equipment that commercial stations utilize, equipment that creates, and equipment that brings radio to life.
I like WLRA because it gives me the opportunity to get experience with news broadcasting and working with radio.
Stop by De La Salle 210 or at WLRA Radio to get started on your radio career.
A zoo in London will allow visitors to watch vets while they work. The zoo is building a new medical center featuring a viewing gallery for visitors to get a look behind the scenes. The facility is able to be built due to a $27 million donation from an anonymous supporter of the zoo. The zoo's 200th anniversary is this week.
OpenAI is being sued by the families of victims in a deadly shooting in Canada. In the lawsuit, it claims the chatbot played a role in the February attack. Police say an 18-year-old woman killed her mother and stepbrother at home, then went to a high school where she killed 5 students and a teacher. She later died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The lawsuit claims the suspect had multiple chats about gun violence with the chatbot, and the company failed to alert authorities. The suit seeks to change the safety policies, which would include alerting authorities when users pose a real-world threat.
2 Jewish people were stabbed in London on Wednesday, the latest spring of a Jewish community attacks. A witness said that a man with a knife was running down the road, trying to stab Jewish people in the street. One of the victims in his 70s and the other in his 30s, both in stable condition.
Cartel leader El Jardinero was captured on Monday by Mexican special forces. Aldias Flores Silva, known as El Jardinero, was identified as the alleged leader of the new Jalisco New Generation cartel after the fall of El Mencho 2 months prior. More than 500 troops, along with helicopters and planes, were used in his arrest. According to the Navy, he was taken into custody with no shots fired. Flores Silva was also wanted by the U.S. government, offering a reward of up to $5 million for his capture. According to the U.S. Department of State, Flores Silva was a close associate of El Mencho, who had been considered for years to be the top-level leader of the CJNC and one of the most wanted drug traffickers in the world. The U.S. has requested extradition back to the United States for drug conspiracy.
An Indian billionaire heir is offering to take 80 cocaine hippos from Colombia, where the government is planning to kill them. The hippos were first introduced to Colombia by drug kingpin Pablo Escobar in the 1980s. He planned to have the largest zoo in Latin America, and since then, the hippos have exploded in population to around 160, with their presence endangering native species. The hippos have been a major debate in Colombia, with the government planning to reduce the population. The heir was asked the government to reconsider and have the hippos transferred to his rescue center in India. We'll be right back with our local stories. Stay with us.
Elmer loves to giggle. Elmer's mommy taught him that laughing can help when you have a big feeling, like when you feel happy. Make sure to celebrate when you're happy and laugh it out. Love your mind.
All right, look at you taking the stairs. Who are you?
We're your lungs. We are proud of you for quitting smoking, but you still may be at risk for lung cancer.
A routine cancer scan can detect it early when it's more curable. Good to know. Well, I gotta go somewhere.
So do we.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
LUTV anchor and reporter Christian Kluver had the chance this week to attend Rockstar's Garage in Plainfield in support for the Turning Point Autism Foundation.
Inside Rockstar's Garage in Plainfield, a night filled with great music, live performances, and raffles brings the community together, all to support autism awareness. This event was a collaboration between Lewis University's Special Events class and Turning Point Autism Foundation, coming together to create Turning Point Rockstars, an event designed to raise awareness for autism. Students worked alongside the organization to plan and execute the night, raising more than $13,000 in support of programs for individuals and families.
It's April, which is Autism Acceptance Month, so it's a chance for the Lewis University students and all of the amazing rock stars who showed up tonight to really take a stand with us on acceptance and really walk with our families as they take this journey with autism.
And while the night featured live music, performances, and raffles, its impact went far beyond entertainment, creating a space where individuals and families can feel seen, heard, and supported.
I think what sets Turning Point aside from other places is they're not here to fix the kids. They're here to build their confidence, build their love in themselves, and then build their ability to advocate in an effective way.
And for many families, that support can be life-changing, helping individuals grow in confidence and find their voice.
It takes a while to get like an actual diagnosis in Illinois, so it was a lot of appointments, a lot of referrals, a lot of waiting, a lot of tests, but we're so happy that she's such a well-adjusted individual. She works, she's got a bunch of friends, and we're just thrilled with her development.
That message continued on the stage, where performers used their talents to share their own experiences.
I wasn't actually diagnosed until I was 21 years old in 2022, so I was late diagnosed. And when you're someone with autism who has a late diagnosis, it's kind of a different experience. We kind of fly under the radar, and sometimes we don't get as much support as others do. So really, for me, it was just about, coming out here and giving back to people with autism, and like being able to kind of share and hear other people's stories about living with autism and their challenges and so on.
And as the night came to a close, it's clear events like these do more than just raise awareness. They create a space where individuals and families feel supported, connected, and empowered. For organizations like Turning Point Autism Foundation, that impact goes far beyond one night, continuing to shape lives and build a stronger, more inclusive community. For LUTV, I'm Christian Kluver.
I think it's always a good event when the community comes together and just shows support for each other.
So I've worked with Turning Point actually a few times over the course of my news career here at LUTV, and the fact that I got to work with them one more time before I graduate was so great. It was such a great event, super inclusive, but again, it had so many different things like live performances, raffles, music, but the fact that it was all for this event, all for this foundation, that's what everybody was there for and came together for, is what makes it truly special. And I'm so glad that I was able to capture such a great story for them. So thank you so much for having me, Turning Point.
The Lockport Police Department is reminding residents to be aware of increased scam activity in the area. Officials say reports of phone and online scams have been rising in recent weeks. Police are urging residents to not share personal or financial information with unknown contacts. Community members are encouraged to report suspicious calls or messages. Officers say education and awareness are key to preventing fraud. The department plans to continue sharing updates with the community.
Lewis University students are entering the final stretch of the spring semester as final exams approach. Many students are preparing for projects, presentations, and graduation requirements. University resources such as the Learning Resource Center and study spaces are seeing an increased use, and staff are encouraging students to take advantage of the campus support services. Commencement preparations are also underway for graduating seniors. The university says it looks forward to celebrating the class of 2026. Up next, news in the medical world with health correspondent Sharon Shurian after these short messages.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused.
A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out that self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and your mental health.
Discover the resources that you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years and I got my third child who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years and I got my third child who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Nearly half of all Americans are breathing unhealthy air. A new American Lung Association report shows 44% of the population lives in counties that have high levels of smog or soot. That's 152 million people. The number is even worse for kids under 18 years old. 46% of them are breathing bad air that can cause lifelong problems, including lungs that don't develop fully and the development of asthma. People of color are more than twice as likely as white people to live in areas with high population levels. The study also points out data centers can contribute to pollution, and recent EPA policies are likely to make it worse. Brides-to-be are now being asked to sign legal waivers at some bridal stores due to rapid weight loss from GLP-1 drugs. According to a Wall Street Journal report, stores are struggling to keep up with fluctuating sizes and costly adjustments when brides lose a lot of weight. The waivers help protect stores from returns when a dress no longer fits and can't be altered. The increasingly popular drugs can cause a customer to drop a full size in just a few weeks. David's Bridal says rush wedding orders have doubled in the past few years. Brides are buying dresses mere weeks before their weddings versus the traditional 6-month time frame. Data from the wedding planning website Zola found 10% of couples getting married this year are taking GLP-1 medications. Hawaii health officials are sounding the alarm on an emerging drug trend that could lead to death. The Honolulu Medical Examiner's Office has announced the state's first death from a product labeled 7-OH. They say a young woman died in March from using the synthetic drug that's related to kratom. Experts say it's stronger than morphine and can be addictive. People can purchase 7-OH products in stores across Hawaii and online. The potent product is sold in the form of drinks and gummies. Some stores have began banning the products. So far, an official statewide ban has not been issued. New research suggests even small amounts of ultra-processed foods may impact your brain health. According to a study published Friday in the journal Alzheimer's and Dementia, increasing daily intake by just 10% is equal to about a small bag of chips, which was linked to a high risk of dementia. And researchers say that's the case even if you normally eat a healthy plant-rich diet. The study also found ultra-processed foods have a negative impact on attention spans. Experts say those foods, often high in sugar, salt, and fat, may lack key nutrients needed for brain function. Researchers say there is a silver lining. Cutting back and replacing those foods with whole, minimally processed options may help lower the risk over time. Up next, a look at your local weather with Christian Kluver, followed by sports with Jaden Elmore. We'll be right back after these short messages.
It is a new day for jobs and careers, and the skills needed to compete are rapidly changing. This is why more students are choosing Lewis University. Lewis prepares you for emerging opportunities in some of the most highly sought-after fields. Higher education is the most crucial investment you can make in your future. Lewis provides you with a lasting education that will launch you towards success today and strong, growing careers of tomorrow. Begin an education that will pay dividends for a lifetime. Learn more at lewisu.edu.
All right, look at you taking the stairs. Who are you?
We're your lungs. We are proud of you for quitting smoking, but you still may be at risk for lung cancer.
A routine cancer scan can detect it early when it's more curable. Good to know. Well, I gotta go somewhere.
So do we.
So do we.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back, Flyers, to your weather forecast for this week. We are going to get right into today's high temperatures. Up north, 55 was our high in Rockford. Over in Waukegan, our high was 49. Down where we are at between Joliet and Cicero, we were teetering between 56 degrees and 62 degrees. All the way down south in Kankakee, we were sitting at 61. And Indiana, pretty steady all over, 57 in Valparaiso, stretching to 55 in South Bend. Our radar, we do have some showers around the Chicagoland area. Doesn't look like anything too severe. The most severe is going to be up north. Same thing after this stretches down. We're going to get a little bit later on, 7, 8 p.m. still coming in, but most of the severe stuff is going to be passing us relatively soon. And temperature changes, our biggest temperature change was in LaPorte, actually, was 9 degrees, followed by Joliet, was -7. And then in Aurora, it was 2 degrees. Up north in Rockford, it was a 3 to 4 degree change between Rockford and Waukegan. And we're going to end with our 7-day outlook. Today, it was rainy, 49 is our high, a bit more chilly this week. Tomorrow and into the weekend, it's going to be partly sunny with some clouds. 46 is our high on Friday, 53 as our high on Saturday, and 65 on Sunday. And headed into the week, still partly cloudy on Monday, 74 is our high. It's going to be our warmest day, but then on Tuesday, expect some showers again. 56 is our high, 43 is our low. And then on Wednesday, to end out the week, same thing, partly cloudy again, 53 as our high. We are going to pass over to Jaden Elmore with sports.
A Stockton trainer helped 3 local football players secure their spots in the NFL this past weekend. Thousands of athletes spend years preparing for the chance to hear their name called on the draft day, and these 3 were among the few who made it. The players trained with Elevate 209, a Stockton-based program that has worked with both college standouts and future pros. The company's owner says the goal is to build athletes who are ready for the next level no matter where they start. While the NFL hopefuls grab the headlines, the gym emphasizes that anyone can train there regardless of age or skill level. Their success stories, though, show how far the right preparation can take local talent. The Lewis University's women's golf team has qualified for the NCAA Division II East Regional, earning its first appearance since 2022. The Flyers enter as number 9 seed and will compete May 4th through the 6th at Findlay Country Club in Ohio, joining 4 other GLVC programs in one of the nation's deepest regional fields. Lewis put together a strong year, winning 3 straight tournaments in the fall and adding 2 runner-up finishes this spring before reaching match play at the GLVC Championships. Head coach Greg Barasel says he's proud of the team's record-breaking fall and the grit they showed throughout the spring. The top 4 teams and top 2 individuals not on those teams will advance to the NCAA Championships in Florida. In total, 98 golfers will qualify for the national finals at PGA National Resort May 12th through the 16th. Lewis sophomore Amelia Marcisek has been named a CSE second-team academic All-American, adding to a season that already included All-American honors in the 200 back and a CSE academic All-District selection. She became the first women's swimmer in program history to earn the honor, carrying a 3.93 GPA in aviation flight technology. Marcisek is one of just 24 Division II women's swimmers nationwide to receive the award and one of the only 3 from the GLVC. In the pool, she finished 4th in the 200 back at NCAA Nationals, breaking the school record with a time of 158.33 and earlier posted a 55.58 in the 100 back. She also placed 3rd in the 200 back at the GLVC Championships with a 208.68. Marcisek is the first Lewis athlete this year to earn CSE Academic All-American recognition. The 2026 NFL Draft took place this weekend in Pittsburgh, and the Chicago Bears made a big move in the first round. As the 25th overall pick, the Bears selected safety Dylan Thieneman from the University of Oregon. Thieneman was Chicago's pick for his speed, versatility, and strong character on and off the field. During his collegiate career, he played 39 games, recording 306 tackles, 8 interceptions, and 14 pass breakups. Bears general manager Ryan Poles said Thieneman was number 1 on our priority list and called him the top guy on our board. Fans will get a first look at Thieneman during rookie training camp later this May. Simone Biles says she's leaving the door open for a return to the 2028 Olympics, estimating there's about a 50-50 chance she'll compete. The 29-year-old is currently taking time away from the gymnastics to let her body recover after another demanding stretch in the sport. Biles, an 11-time Olympic medalist, says her decision isn't just about physical readiness. Mental health will play a major role as well. She's open about those challenges since the Tokyo Games, where a mental block known as the twisties forced her to withdraw from multiple events. Biles has called that experience a turning point that led her to therapy and helped spark broader conversations about mental health in athletics. For now, she's focusing on recovery while keeping her competitive future undecided. That's it for sports this week. We'll be right back with Brandon and Christian right after this.
For over 50 years, WLRA has been on air showcasing countless students. As the first all-digital college radio station, Lewis University students are given access to industry-leading equipment that commercial stations utilize, equipment that creates, and equipment that brings radio to life.
I like WLRA because it gives me the opportunity to get experience with news broadcasting and working with radio.
Stop by De La Salle 210 or at WLRA Radio to get started on your radio career.
Elmer loves to giggle. Elmer's mommy taught him that laughing can help when you have a big feeling, like when you feel happy. Make sure to celebrate when you're happy and laugh it out. Love your mind.
That's it for today's news, and as a reminder, you can always keep up with Lewis University Television Network on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and by visiting our YouTube channel. I'm Brandon Najera.
And I'm Christian Kluber. Have a great night, and we will see you next week.